All right, so we're going to move on in charts here because we're just reviewing charts here. We're picking up the slack. Sorry, I'm kind of fidgeting. You know, you kind of forget like you're on camera or something until you're watching it and you're going, wow. you know, I'm like rubbing my face, nose, and everything while I'm talking. But I want to ask you, have you ever gone to school and sat in a classroom and saw a teacher having trouble? Maybe they have a tissue and they're blowing their nose and scratching their head and all that stuff. I mean, this happens, but the subject matter should continue. And if I didn't teach every time I had to cough a little bit or didn't feel good or had a hoarse voice, we wouldn't get anywhere. I've done most of this stuff sick for the past 6 weeks. I had a bad flu and I advanced and got out of it. Its progress definitely slowed and I lost my voice. I mean, you'd hear my voice just go totally out. So, it's this is just it. It's principles, not personalities. The principle is we're going to learn this stuff. Now, so this chart is older. Let's get to today's chart, or what we're going to talk about. I guess we could change the subject matter, but I think I'd rather advance to today's chart first and then go back to yesterday's where we work on the keys, those keys, where we're looking at the key of B here because I messed that up badly. D because it's got a lot of dot notes. I made them bigger here so you can see them. So even like for my friends or people who want to access the charts themselves, they're at normal resolution. They're on my Facebook group page. And I don't know if you even have to apply to get into the group to access the page. Okay. And I can put the link right here for a second. Hold on. F12. All right. Here it is. Here's the link to my Facebook page. Okay. And that's Andy's free guitar chart videos. All right. And it's on Facebook. Okay. And so sorry if you have to if you don't have the I can try to put this. I can't put this on the link below because they won't let me put it on there, but unless I answer a whole bunch of questions, which I haven't been able to get through all that. So here it is, and then you can access, so right there you can freeze frame, then you can access the charts. Okay, not all of them, but since I started the group, and which you've got a fair amount of charts on there already. I think I got about 20 charts on the group already. And you can also, if you have a Facebook account, and I think you need a Facebook account to go to Facebook, but maybe not. If you want to apply to enter to get in the group, just do that on Facebook, and I'll make sure you're a real person, and then let you into the group, and then we can ask questions there. But certainly you can access the charts there. Okay. You can also access the videos in their entirety. There'll still be little segment spaces in them, but you can access the videos and watch them for the entire hour. In this case, I think it's going to be an hour and a half because we got I want to slow down and do more explaining so that there's less confusion. All right. So there's a mosquito in here. So let's look at this one briefly before we go to the other one. you can see we have this menacing looking matrix chart waiting here, as if, you know, it's going to say, look at me, don't look at this. This is where the action is. This is where the beauty is. Let's look at, I hate to say this, but let's look at the key of C. I hate to say this because everything I've done has been in the key of C. This guitar is in the key of C. But just for argument's sake, it's like they're here for reference, you know. It's here for reference. What's going on here? Okay, up tippy top here, we have the dots. From the open E to the G is the first dot. You know, the G is on what? If you count frets, if I'm not mistaken, and I detest counting frets, but I count frets when I put my frets, my inlays on. Okay, the strips, the fret strips. I have to number these frets. So this is fret 0 because I thought, well, what is the convention? And I'm pretty sure that the convention is that this is fret 0, this is fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the dot goes on the G, but I know it's confusing, but if you could just imagine, this doesn't exist. Where my fist is, it does that there's no guitar there. This would be what your guitar should be if you're normally tuned, where my fist would be where my hand is, where fret 0 is, and fret 1 would be the E. So the first dot would be on the G, which would be fret 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It just doesn't seem right, but hopefully that's the way it is. Anyway, it's on the G note, that's for sure. The first dot's on the G note, the second dot's on the A note, the third dot's on the B note, and the fourth dot's on the C sharp. Is that in tune? And the double dot is on the E note. Now, like, because I down-tuned my guitar, okay, the E ends up way up here. Luckily, I have a cutaway, so I can access it. If this was the E, then that double dot would be right here. Not too far away, it's just 2 whole steps. So that's where the dots are. There should be no problem with that. And by the way, the only reason why I made the I made the colored keyboard, and dudes, this colored keyboard is part of the guitar. The reason why I put this colored keyboard on here, and notice all the white notes, this is before I made the D's light purple and the A's light blue. And that is because I could cheat. I could look at this thing while I'm playing, you know, and say, oh, you know, because I'm thinking like a piano player, and I have to see a piano keyboard sometimes, like a lot of the times. But, you know, if my goal is to play guitar, obviously don't want to be looking at a keyboard. You know, so I want to make my regular things like C minor, which would be C, E flat, G. You know, I see those things on a piano drawing a lot easier. But here, now let's face it, guys, a 5-year-old could understand this. There's the piano. We've colored certain of the notes to make them easier to distinguish. But then this is an advanced topic, not for children, and that is that the shape of the D note is the only piano key that is kind of evenly shaped. It's perfectly hammer shaped, whereas the G note and the A note, they're kind of skewed to the right. So this little distance right here on the A note is smaller than this distance, so it's almost like a little bit of an E-shaped note. You see how E has like a foot going to the left? So A has kind of a half a foot going to the left and a small one going to the right. Okay, and then the G has the opposite of that. Sorry, there's some discoloration.